It is the technology show where we translate geek into regular speak. And I seem to be creating a new trend every week. I had to find that last thing to rhyme. So you can see I have another guest co-host today, Mahan. In fact, let me bring up my share screen because I always create a profile when I do this. So if I bring that up there and I click over here. Our co-host of the week is Mahan. Mahan, that was in the days when we could get to hairdressers, mate. I see you and I both got the COVID
Yeah.
hairstyles going here.
Can you can you see the lockdown hair going?
I'm
My
rocking it
God,
as well. Don't worry.
it is out of control.
So we've had Tess come on the show
I can't.
twice.
I used to
And
get
Tess,
my hairdresser to get the beard done as well, and I never like he hasn't done it in a while, so the beard's going out of control, so everything's out of control.
mate, you know what? You've got a picture of Kurt Cobain in the background. All is forgiven. That just makes everything in the world
That's it.
right. So there we go. So I was saying that Tess has
That's
been on
it.
the show a couple of times as our producer, and she reached out to me and she said, seeing we're bringing people that are normally doing all the hard work in the background to the front, let's get Mahan on the show. So Mahan is our sound engineer on the show, and you can see from the picture I found of you, that was in the Eagle Waves days when we were just a podcast before the
That's right.
podcast. So, Mahan,
Yeah.
I've written up there broadcast technician, but I seem to remember you being a DJ as well, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't there some
No.
music production?
So yeah. So music production precisely, but I never DJed in my life. To be honest, I don't know how to DJ. I don't know what the deal with it is. But
Okay,
I do make some music here and there, and I uh, basically engineer as well. So mixing and mastering and editing, whatever is involved with audio, I can do basically.
fantastic. Well, you'll have to, I lost my share screen for some reason. We'll have to get your link up. We'll have to put into chat and let people go and hear some of your work that you've produced. I remember hearing some bits and pieces. That's what made me think about it. Anyway, let's get on with today's show. So I called today's show Are You Game and just the letter R. And there was a reason for it. And I hinted towards this last week. And that is because of this incredibly awesome device. Now, before anyone jumps out there and goes, oh, well, it's a TCL and Brett's biased
Hmm.
because they sponsor the show, then you haven't been watching my show because I feature all kinds of devices and technology on the show. Yes, TCL does sponsor my show. Thank you very much. Without you, it would make the show nowhere near as good and fun as it is. But this truly is an incredible device. Now, I'm just showing you pictures up there because it's easier, but probably helps if I turn it on. The color on this phone is absolutely incredible, which is due to, and
Right.
TCL's payoff line is display greatness. And that's because they have their NXT, Next Vision technology. Now, for everyone that knows me, when I do a product review and anything to do with my show, I never go into the technical aspects. I don't talk about the optical processes and the amount of memory you have and blah, blah, blah. However, on this phone, I have to point out a couple of things because it makes reviewing this device so much more fun, so much more cool, and so much more awesome. And there was a lot of so much more than that. So let's start off with the size. It's a 6.52-inch screen, okay? Which by this day and age here, just to
Right.
compare it to you, is my other TCL. This is the TCL. Which one is this? This is the 10 Pro. You can see it's slightly. I'm trying to like hold in the background, and it's slightly
Yeah.
shorter
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
take
Yeah.
it back. But the screen realty, the size of the screen is pretty much the same. Um, it has
Right.
got it's got a 90 hertz refresh rate. Now, for anyone that plays games, specifically on PC games, and that the refresh rate we always talk about in the game industry that frames win games, and the reason for that is your game needs to refresh. So I went and laid down quite a big
Yep.
challenge, and I put Call of Duty onto this device. So it's going to probably load up while we're talking. There you can see. So I'm going to put it there for now while I talk. You
Yep.
don't need to look at my face. This is Call of Duty Mobile. Thanks to 5G, you saw how quickly that little bar moved along. This is the problem when you do live stuff. I've never done this backwards before, but something's happening over there. So I loaded Call of Duty onto the phone. Now, a 90 hertz refresh rate basically means
Right.
when you move, the screen doesn't tear, it doesn't stop. And when you're playing a first person shooter game like this or Fortnite or any of the other first persons, the last thing you want to be doing is it's all loading up now. The last thing you want to be doing is trying to take a headshot and the next minute finding you're dead because you didn't see the frames refresh quick enough. 90 hertz on a mobile phone,
Yep.
super cool. But on top of that is the responsive touch sampling rate.
Yeah.
Now that's
Yeah.
very technical. It has 180 hertz touch sampling rate. Now I actually prepared a little slide. If I can get this to work, because I wasn't sure if I could use my phone. This is me trying to film myself playing, which I might say is not the easiest thing in the world to do because I'm holding a phone and I'm trying to film the phone and get the phone in. But what you're looking at there is the setup
Yeah.
screen to Call of Duty. Now watch how everything moves around with no tears, no flutters. Bang, there's the headshot. And as I move and pull the trigger. Now that was what I was trying to get to, is that I had full movement and pulled the trigger without any staggering. That is something
Yeah. Yeah.
really incredible to see on a mobile phone. It's a 5G
Yeah.
phone. Okay, so this is now it's part of the 20 series. So the correct name is the TCL20R 5G. And the big kicker, this is a $350 device. Now, 5G, 90 hertz
That is
refresh,
cheap.
80 hertz touch. It's insane. It's basically
Yeah. That's crazy.
the fingers next to these ones out there to all the really big brands. So before again, as you start going, oh, there he goes again, he's biased towards TCL. I'm not. This is an incredible product. Everyone that watches my
Well,
show knows
Brett.
I always talk about the gaming phone. Yes.
Yeah. I was just gonna
Well,
say, like, what was the iPhone 12 refresh rate up until like obviously they upgraded it to 120 or 150 or something for the
one,
new one, I believe.
the new 13's at 120, 100%. And that's a
120.
$2,000
So
phone.
iPhone 12 was like around like 60 or 70, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think you're right. And that's a
Yeah, it wasn't.
$2,000 phone, right?
Yeah, it wasn't. The refresh rate was like very because one of my very close friends has the iPhone 12, and I have a Samsung S20 Ultra. So the refresh rate on that is 120 hertz, and every time I used his phone, I just got a headache because once you get to work with a good refresh rate, there's never going back. And 90 is
Okay, so you were
pretty
generous.
impressive.
It's 60. I've just Googled it while we were talking.
There
And
you go.
I'm a huge
There,
iPhone
60s.
fan. Everyone knows that. So you've
Yeah,
got
yeah,
a $2,000 device that
yeah, yeah.
refreshes at 60 hertz, and you have a $350
That's
device
pretty
that
embarrassing.
refreshes at 90. It's
Yeah,
incredible, right? So,
yeah,
um, you know,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I won't give up my iPhone, but everyone that knows me knows that I game on an Android device. I always have two devices. Yeah, they are. Well, I've got three
Yeah,
now. I think this one's going to start to feel a little bit of lack of love because I've got this bad boy. Flip it over.
yeah.
Sorry, I've got the stick on. You can see it's literally just arrived. I mean, there's the box. It's literally arrived. I've only been playing with it short. It's got three cameras with a flash, fingerprint unlock, face unlock, NFC. The only thing the phone doesn't have is wireless charging. That's it. It's got a huge battery. It's got expandable up to a terabyte of memory. Um,
Right.
I was going to say, like, normally at the $300 mark, if you're looking for a phone for your kid or something like that, hell no. Like, this is a phone to have as in a company phone. And if you game
Yeah, yeah,
on
for sure.
phone, if you're a mobile gamer like I am, I don't game on PC and I dabble on Xbox. But here's the best part. This is why this is my new favorite phone, right? Look at that. Now, I don't know if you can zoom in clearly on there. I played around, so I just joined a random game. First time playing on the
Yeah,
device.
yeah.
Not only does Fat Cat Bread 18, me, get 9 kills out of my team, which the second highest was 4, but we won, and I got more kills than anyone. In fact, I got nearly more kills than the other team combined. 11. I got 9. So what a great device. I'm extremely excited about this phone, as you can see. And I do mobile game. I really do. I mean, it's you ask
Right.
anyone, I'm always playing games on my phone. So
Yeah, yeah.
TCL, thank you very much for sending that toy around. And again, I mean, thank you for sponsoring. If anyone is looking to get a device, this needs to be up there on your list. I mean, we've got Christmas coming now as well. We've got Black Friday. Just by the way, I mentioned this last week. I don't know if the deal's still on. It launched at 350 across Vodafone and I think Harvey's. But one of the companies, I think it was Vodafone, had it at 299. I don't know if that's still on.
Oh, wow.
But to pay $300, or let's be correct in the marketing terminology, right? 299 for everything I just mentioned in a phone. And believe me, I mean, there was a screenshot. I did it. I've been playing on the phone. This is not just a review where, I've been given a script and off you go. So, yeah, to Joseph from TCL, to Jarvis and David from Closer PR. My address has changed. If you were thinking of coming to get this device back, just hit me up in the chat and say it's okay. You can keep it. I'm even happy with the color. I think there were 2 colors. I don't really care which color you sent me. Thanks very much for my new gaming phone. Rock on. Right, moving along. So, China. China has a love affair with crypto. You in, you out, you mining, you not mining, etc. So unfortunately, where we are at the moment is boom, you're out. They made an announcement 2 days ago. Anything to do with crypto is illegal. No mining, no selling,
Oh,
no
wow.
trading, no. Well, no. And China's not a country to be messed with, right? If they make a mandate or a law, they've proved that they can and
Wow.
do. So that's a big one. Now, here's the funny thing, just to try to keep the show light. My Mandarin is not good, but the word no in Mandarin Chinese is pronounced bullshit. Now, if you say that really quickly, right?
Uh,
Bullshit. Bull. I'm going to. Hey Siri, how do you say no in Mandarin?
In Mandarin Chinese, no is 不是.
It's pretty close, right? Bullshit. So,
Yeah.
yep. You know, I don't know, Mahan, do you dabble in crypto at all? Do you hold any coin?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I do. I mean, like, I don't normally do any research or anything about it. My brother's really into it. So he does a lot of research and he just tells me that, like, this one's going up, this one's coming down, buy that, and like sell that, blah, blah. I don't do it as often. I just have like maybe 3 or 4 coins in my wallet, and I just left it there, see what I can get out of it in like 2, 3 years time. But based on
Right.
like his research and everything, he's given me some good advice.
So here's my
But
concern with this.
something that I don't hold is
Yeah,
Bitcoin.
you don't hold Bitcoin. Well, that's interesting.
No,
So,
no. I used to have Bitcoin, and I basically just sold it because it's, I don't know, I feel like for an investment you need to put a lot of money to get like obviously like some back. It's not like good to have like maybe like $200-300 for it or something. You know what I mean?
I do. And here's where my problem with crypto as a whole, but specifically Bitcoin, has always been as well. It's been an absolute roller coaster. And
Yeah,
the problem
yeah,
with Bitcoin is because it's the main currency, like everyone knows Bitcoin, depending on
yeah,
who
yeah.
says what, every time Elon Musk opens his mouth, the price of Bitcoin changes
Man,
30,
I
40%.
know. Yeah,
And that's a
yeah,
heart attack. So,
yeah,
look, China's talking about crypto as a whole, not just Bitcoin. But my big problem with Bitcoin is that the whole idea of it, and sorry, not Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, is it was supposed to be decentralized. When governments get involved, when people like Visa or MasterCard or Square invest in it, then
yeah.
that means some form of control has to come in. So the decentralization actually falls by the wayside because it now sits as an asset. It's not a transactional mechanism anymore, it's an asset. If you look at Ethereum,
Mm,
Ethereum's still used for what it was supposed to be done on the blockchain. All the transactions are recorded. NFTs are run on the Ethereum. So I'm not sure where this is going. It's still fairly new. Everyone's going to say, "Oh, it's been around for 8, 10 years." It's still new. I mean, money's been around for 2,000 years. So
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
see how it goes. Speaking of spending money, now this is quite interesting, right? So I showed a game on my phone, and like my son, when I gave the TCL 20R 5G to
yeah,
Cade to have a play, he was blown away. Now he's a big gamer. He plays on PC. Um, he was saying to me, well, for mobile, it's amazing, but who still plays on mobile and who still downloads apps? So he has an interesting stat. In this last year, the app industry grew by 218 billion downloads. Okay, so that's not already the stuff that you've got. This is another 218 billion with a billion downloads.
yeah.
And it was a US dollars 143 billion in spend. So this is not
Do
just
you think that was related to the lockdowns at all?
it definitely attributes to the lockdown. Okay. And in
Right.
fact,
Yeah.
I can only give you an Android metric because Apple doesn't share this type of data. But Android devices alone, consumers spent 3.5 trillion with a T minutes on apps in this last year. So
Wow.
the App Store and mobile apps is definitely not slowing down or going anywhere. And in fact, looking at GeForce Cloud or being able to play like Microsoft Cloud, Games Cloud, where all the hard work is done in the cloud, where you don't need massive software. And I'll give a shout out to Pentanet over in Perth because they've just, I was lucky enough to get a beta invite to their GeForce Now. We were playing on an old shitty laptop and we were playing Fortnite in full tilt. So if you take that and you take devices like the one I've shown and any other device for that matter, mobile gaming is going to get massive. And then you have the cross-platform because it's playing in the cloud. So App Store's not going
Yeah.
away anytime soon. And why I bring this up is because my son asked me about Fortnite. Can I put Fortnite on the phone? Unfortunately, Fortnite's still not available in both Apple and Android stores due to the continued court battle that's going on. It looks like Epic has got a 1 or 2 up on Apple at the moment, but I'm not sure how long it's going to last. So for now, you can only put it on an Android if you sideload by an APK or if you've jailbroken your iPhone. I don't
Yeah.
advocate either of those two practices, but that
Yeah.
is where you can put it on there. Or you can go to eBay and
Yeah.
buy a phone that's already got it on. So that's the other option.
Well, was it already like before? Was it allowed before
Oh yeah,
the court
Fortnite
case
was
and
in
everything?
both. So if you're not aware of what happened, Epic, who owns Fortnite, was tired of
Yeah. Yeah.
Apple and Google taking 30% of the revenue. So they try to direct players to go and buy directly from their store, which is a contravention of both stores' policies.
Oh,
So they got kicked out
right.
and the game's no longer available. The whole
Right.
game was removed.
So
So
it wasn't on App Store or Google Play or whatever.
nope, it's gone. You cannot get it. Now, what that's
Right.
done is it's opened up games like I showed you with Call of Duty, with PUBG, all these other first-person shooter games are now
Yeah. Yeah.
available, and they take in the lion's share because if you want to play on mobile, people like myself, and you want to play a decent big world arena first-person shooter, well, these are your choices. You can't play the Fortnites anymore. So anyway, it
Yeah.
is what it is. But
Yeah.
yeah. Now, just to make sure Tess doesn't worry about me, because I always talk about Apple, I suppose I just technically spoke about Apple now. This is quite an interesting one. So that's the side view blow up of an iPhone with probably 11 or any other phone. It's not the 12 or the 13 because it's not square. So whichever one it is, and that's the Lightning port, which is Apple's pri, proprietary. Couldn't get the word out. Beep beep beep. Proprietary port that only they have. Okay. Now, the EU is about to make life incredibly difficult for Apple. And I'm actually in favor of this, which goes against everyone thinking I'm a fanboy. They're about to pass a law to combat e-waste, which actually contributes to 11,000 tons of cables and chargers being dumped every year and a $400 million spend on new chargers. And because phones keep coming out with different chargers and different charger ports, we've had the USB
Yeah.
A, B. We're now on USB-C, micro USB, mini USB, and then of course Apple's Lightning port. They're going to pass a law now to say one port, and it will be the USB-C. So basically, that's what your future iPhone could look like with this USB-C port. Now, why am I for this? multiple reasons.
Honest,
One,
that sounds fair enough, to be honest.
I think it's great. Okay,
Yeah.
Apple will not agree with me. They make money from the cables. They make money from the little chip inside the port that controls the cable.
Yeah.
But here's my feelings. On the iPad Pro, they've already put a USB-C port in. We were expecting the iPhone 13 to have the USB-C port. They didn't do it. Once you have a
Right.
USB-C port, you can add all kinds of peripherals to your device. You can link your phone up to a screen. And I know people are going to jump on and say, yes, you can buy an adapter for that. I don't want another freaking adapter. I have enough
Yeah.
adapters in my life. I just want to
Yeah.
be able to take a USB-C cable and go into my phone and share it on
Yeah.
the screen, or add a hard drive, or link it to a keyboard, or I don't know, whatever I want to do with the thing. So
Yeah.
I don't know if they can Apple tends to take on everyone. I don't know if they can take on the EU. That's a little bit big, and they also can't put their nose up to it and say, well, if that's the case, well, we're not going to sell our phones in the EU market. They can't do that. However, what they could do, this is now not a prediction, this is just a little thinking of Apple being Apple. They might just remove the port altogether and say, right, we've got wireless charging inside our
Just
phones.
wireless.
Remember,
Oh
you
my
use the
god.
earphone jack, so that and you use Bluetooth now for everything. So they might turn around and go, no ports in our devices anymore. You want to charge it, you charge it wirelessly. I use that as a little bit of a sneaky segue into my next slide. Okay. Now, that is a Belkin charger. In fact, here it is. So there it is here. This was sent to me to have a little play with. Now, I have to say, it does a couple of things. So it is a 10,000 mega milliamp, what do you call it, portable charger. But here's where
Yeah.
design really goes into it. So first of all, it's a dual charger. I can leave this plugged in and then charge my phone, and it will act as a normal wireless charger with a 7.5 watt fast charging. It's
Right.
pretty cool. Or I can unplug it and take it with me as a portable battery pack. But where I have to complement, I'm going to try and get this close enough so you can see. Can you see how there's a gap between the charger and my phone?
Yeah.
The cameras aren't touching, therefore not getting dirty. That's just clever thinking. And it's MagSafe. So my phone
Oh
is actually
wow.
totally magnetic. Now, there's not many wireless chargers that I can do that with, but there you can see it's totally MagSafe. So I have a
Yeah.
portable charger that I can take with me and I can hold in my hand without even holding the phone. I have a desktop charger that it was plugged in on my desk. So I can just leave my phone on and it charges. And of course, because it's got quite a big surface, well, I don't have to show you, can see the picture on the screen.
Yeah.
I actually in fact, I can show you. Let me just see if it works. I can put my wireless charging headsets on. So they're the
Right.
Jabra 85s. And
Mm-hmm.
it charges up off here as well. So it's multi-purpose. I mean, that one's designed for the iPhone 12 and the iPhone 13 because of the little cutout. But I like designs like that. I really do. Where they've actually thought about something instead of just making it flat. That little extra, to me, that's great. So well done, Belkin. Thanks for sending that across to play with.
No,
Two
it
reviews.
looked cool as well. It wasn't like
It
a
is cool.
brick. Some people carry like massive brickers with them, and it's just like they call it wireless. I mean, portable chargers, like massive.
Well, I mean, it's still got substance. It's still got some weight. I could probably use as a nice weapon if I wanted to. But this is because it's 10,000 milliamps. I can charge my phone twice off here, effectively. So
All
if I
right,
get
right.
if I get what 8 hours, 9 hours of continued use on a phone, that's 16 hours worth in here plus a full phone. So I mean, you could go away for a weekend
Yeah,
with just this. Now,
yeah.
why I brought that up, right? Going back to the EU, if they close off that
You'll be
port
fine. Yeah.
and say, well, we support wireless charging. People like Belkin, Zag, there's so many other companies that make really good wireless chargers. Go for it. And they're not infringing any EU rules and they're not capitulating.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll do it. I don't think they're that stupid because there are times when your wireless charger might be broken. You need to plug into a cable. So, but it'll be interesting to see how that one plays out.
Yeah.
So I think that's almost one of the last stories I've got for us today. Instagram for kids. Now, I need to actually click on this slide and bring up the next thing. This is the most evil man in the world. My wife will probably turn around and say Bill Gates and Fauci are worse. But in my opinion, Mark Zuckerberg is one of the most evil men in the world. Why on God's green
I
planet
agree.
would you want to encourage children under the age of 12 to get into Instagram? Do we not have enough bullying online? Do we not have enough
Yeah.
self-shaming where little girls don't think they look beautiful enough because they're trying to compare to models? And before the people jump at me, little girls or little boys, he, she, them, us, whatever. The point that I'm trying to make is a child is spending enough time on their devices. The good news is that Facebook put out a statement that they've halted the launch of this. But I mean, you, sir, are
So,
just
so tell me
you.
more about it. To be honest, like how, like, can people with normal Instagram accounts still see their account, or
So
is it
this
like
is
a
not going
closed
live at the
community or
moment.
something?
At the moment, they've paused it. They didn't give an official reason for pausing it. We all know
Right.
the official reason because it's a stupid idea. And there's so
Yeah.
many problems with it. Instagram and Facebook's money comes from selling advertising. You're not allowed to
Yeah.
sell advertising to children. You're not. It's illegal in most countries.
Right.
Second
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
all, to your question, that would be one of the privacy concerns that an adult would be able to get into a child's account. Apparently not. It's the same as you get YouTube Kids. You've seen the YouTube for Kids.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
into that from an external. And the other fail-safe that they'd put in was that parents would have to set it up and load it. But let's be honest, from the time a child is 8, they already know how to cheat the system. I mean, let's use the alcohol industry.
Yeah.
You can go into an alcohol website, a little pop-up appears, says, "Are you over 18? Yes or no?"
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm in, but they've ticked the box.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg and his evil minions weren't going to go out of their way to make sure that the children were safe, or they were just thinking about more users, more dollars, more ever. So thankfully, it has been stopped. The launch, it was supposed to be now. And there's already kids using Instagram. They can go, and as I said, all they have to do is say, "Are you over
Yeah.
13?" Yes. There's no way of
Yeah.
verifying it. But this was a stupid idea, mate. I mean, really,
Yeah. Yeah.
like,
There used to be I remember back in 2018, I think it was. There used to be this little kid called Lil Tay. I don't know
yeah,
if you ever
yeah,
heard
yeah, I
of
remember
it.
Little
And
Tape. He was actually in a game,
remember Lil Tay?
in a movie. Wasn't he in a
Yeah,
movie?
I have no idea if she ever got into a movie or not, but
He
she
should have.
was famous at one point because of Instagram. She was just like talking like whatever on like videos and everything, just money, throwing money and all. And it just turned out it was all obviously lie and all. Like his mom was like a real estate agent or something. She would just
Yeah.
take her to all these
So
like cool places and everything. But yeah,
don't get me
so
wrong.
it's just, it doesn't make sense. Kids and like little kids and Instagram. It's too weird.
I like doing that. It's just so that people can actually see. Don't get me wrong. I love watching the kids unboxing. I'm all for kids and families doing videos and putting them on YouTube's and earning
Yeah,
6 figures. But the parents involved.
yeah,
My
yeah,
problem with Instagram, out of
yeah,
all the different networks, right? LinkedIn's business, Facebook's kind of become an older person. TikTok's short fun videos that leads you to OnlyFans
yeah,
websites, OnlyFans.
yeah,
Instagram's always been about images, pictures. Is your picture
yeah,
perfect? Models. Kids are going through such a difficult time as it is, and things like
yeah,
lockdowns and that. To go and put them up there where some idiot jumps on and goes, "Oh, you look terrible," or you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
is that the best filter you could?
It's already
Children they can be
hard for
cruel.
some adults, for a
Yeah,
lot of adults.
correct, correct. So yeah,
Mm.
Facebook, please don't bring out a product like this. Like, show that you slightly less than pure evil, like just 90%, 95. Anyway, that takes me, I think, to the end of my business news. The featured merchant in the SMEmall.org. Now, Mahan, you probably don't know the SME Mall. So the SME Mall is in conjunction with.
I've actually visited it, but yeah, tell me about it.
There we go. I was trying to find a segue into explaining it. So the SME Mall, it's a mall that we do with SME TV and the SME Association of Australia. It's free to all businesses. Come and put your product and service, most importantly, services as well. We have affiliate sites. As you can see, we've got Microsoft. Microsoft's not selling directly in there. We can visit their site. But the reason I put it up, and also just for all the people that say that I'm an Apple fan only and I never talk about anything else, Microsoft have just launched their new Surface Pro and Surface Go. The Pro, I think, is the 8 and the Go is the 3. So there we go. I might be right on those. All with Windows 11 and lots of other cool deals. And as a Mac user, I do use Microsoft products. You can see in the screenshot there, there's Office 365. I use Office 365. It's cloud. So that's the featured merchant for this week. And that takes us to the end of the business news section. So now we're going to play Does Brett Really Know? Now, last week I turned the tables on Alex. He was our guest co-host. I'm not going to do that to you. I'm going to let you be the quiz master, and we're going to stick with the name of the game. So over to you.
Cool. I mean, we just talked about Microsoft and everything. I got some Microsoft questions for you. I know you're a big Apple head, but I'll throw some questions to you, see if you can answer.
Okay.
Well, this is something that I literally just found out last night. But this is something I found out about last night, which I had no idea. What do you think is faster on a PC, Microsoft Edge or Google Chrome?
On a PC, I'm going to say Edge.
Yep.
One for Brett. And the reason I'm going to say Edge, I thought there was a trick question, but Chrome, I love Chrome. I use Chrome, but Chrome sucks. It is so heavy on resources, on RAM. So one for Brett. Awesome. Yeah, got a Microsoft question right.
You're right. And Edge has like actually better security system as well. So I might switch to Edge, to be honest, because I've just read a lot about it. Yeah, I know, because it has that whole Internet Explorer stigma and all, you know what I mean? But I don't know. Apparently, it's getting really good, so I might give it a try. Anyways, why did Windows skip the number 9? So from Windows 8 straight to Windows 10.
I probably will know. I should know this one. There would be a reason why they would have gone to 10. Was it because it was the year 2010?
Has nothing to do with the year or anything.
Okay. So then I don't know this one. 10 from 9. 9 is not an unlucky number. I'm going to get Buzz from this one. I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, so apparently it was because of some coding issues. So some very old apps and games that still run on Windows 95 and Windows 98 would have issues with the number 9 in their coding. So they had to skip the Windows 9 and go straight to number 10. And so Windows 10 is basically Windows 9, but it's just called 10.
You've just opened up a can of worms over here for me, right? Okay, as the fanboy that I am, and I always profess to be, let's just stop there for a second. Windows, Microsoft, is so terrible that when they built their OS, they couldn't make a number configuration because previous OSs would read the number 9 and have an issue. I'm sorry. If there was, I'm going to thank you for sharing that with me and all the viewers. I really appreciate that. But the next time that someone even tries to tell me that Windows is better than Mac OS, I'm just going to quote Mahan's explanation of 9. And I'm going to use German here and go 9 as in no, or bullshit. I mean bullshit. Anyway. So that's 1-0. So I've got one up, one down. Right.
There you go.
Question number 3.
Yeah. Number 3. Do you know what the colors represent on the Microsoft logo? So we have orange, we have green, we have blue, and we have yellow.
Yeah, isn't it earth, wind, fire, the 4 elements?
No.
I don't know.
So the orange represents the Office, the softwares like Microsoft Office, Word, Excel, and all that. The green represents Xbox. The blue represents the Windows, and the
Okay.
yellow represents Bing, the search engine.
Really? How
And
do they
one
even get to
fun
that?
fact about Bing, yeah, and one fun fact about Bing used to be called Bang first, and they had
Yeah.
to remarket it because you know how sometimes we ask each other to Google it. It would
Yeah.
sound very awkward if you
I'm gonna bang
if you said
it. I'd like to bang that.
let's bang
Can I
it.
bang that?
So they
I
had
think I'm
to
gonna bang that.
remarket that whole thing.
Okay, so the blue is the blue is
But
pretty
yeah, so
much the
that's the
only one I
colors.
understood. As to their thinking, why would orange represent Office, or is the packaging of Office orange? That's right, and all the little because
Yeah. So the
PowerPoint
lot,
is
yeah,
orange.
yes,
In fact,
yeah.
I would have,
No,
if I
just
sat and thought about it, I would have done the full
like that.
products: blue Word, orange PowerPoint,
Go on.
green Excel, and yellow would be Outlook. There we go. Would that not have given?
Yeah, but like they have like yeah, but like that's only the Office products. You know what I
That's the
mean?
only thing that's worthwhile in Microsoft, and even at best, it's buggy. Must have a number
Oh
nine
my
in it
god.
somewhere.
Oh my.
Okay, right. Two down, one up. Is there another question? Have we got a fourth?
And yeah, one last question. What is
Right.
Microsoft short for?
Oh no, I did know this. Micro software. Or man, I did know. I did used
You
to
got
know
one
this
of
one.
them right.
Yeah, it's macros. Oh man, something software. The soft is software. Machine, machine,
Yeah,
something
you're
software.
right with the
Machine,
software. So
yeah.
so
It's
it's
like machine industry.
microcomputer software.
There we go. Microcomputer software. I knew it was software, and I
Yeah.
forgot the micro comes
Yeah.
from
I
macro.
think that's a pass to be honest. You got very close.
Thank you. You know, I said this in one of my challenges that Tess gave me, and does Brett really know? Clearly, Brett doesn't. But when you mentioned Microsoft, I knew I was in trouble straight away. I'm surprised I got one right. And that actually wasn't Microsoft. That was because I know how bad Chrome is. But she was throwing around abbreviations. What do they
Yeah.
mean? And I don't always know the exact meanings of them, like API. I've always said it's an
Yeah.
automated plugin, but I think it's not. It's like I still don't even know, but I know what it does. It
I
allows
was
for an
watching the
automatic
episode with
program
Tess and
interface. There we
yeah,
go. So I do
yeah.
know some of the things what they
Yeah, no,
mean, but
I was
I'd actually
watching
like
it.
to revisit the colors. I'd like to revisit the colors one because I think when they first came out with that logo, I would say the four colors, because those were the four products they had. That they didn't have publisher and all those. They had yellow for Outlook, blue for Word, green for Excel, and orange for
Yep.
PowerPoint. So that might be. In fact, I'm going to try while we wrapping up the
Right.
show because what do the colors of Microsoft logo mean? Originally, I should have put in. The colors are Microsoft. The orange red stands for the. Yeah, you see, you're right. But
Let's have a look.
yeah, it's got it there. Um, but I think it changed. I really think it changed. If I go back to 2015, because that's something I'm looking on here. Oh, there's the first ones. There we go. So in their journey till the 20s, I can share my screen. They got huge success in four of their applications: red PowerPoint, green Excel, blue for Word, yellow for Outlook.
Right.
And that was in 2007.
Nice.
I'm claiming that one back, mate. I'm going to claim that one back.
Nice.
It's a
So
draw.
did
Do you
they
have one more
change the
question?
whole, did they remarket that as well?
They would have remarketed that. And good on them because you should always evolve your brand. I advocate that with all my clients when I consult
Yeah.
on a digital aspect, that a brand should always
Yeah.
evolve. In case people don't believe me, I'm actually going to see if I can share that screen. If I go stop sharing, and if I go share and I go share screen, just proves that this show really is live. There we go. Is that up? There it is there. In 2007. So
Yeah,
that's what I'm
that's
saying. And then it carries on. If I go like this, it carries on. And it says here, in 2012, they rechanged it and they changed it again. And now you've got the representation.
right.
If I go back here, it's exactly what you said. There it is there. It's evolved. It's now orange, not really red anymore. The angle's different. And there it is.
Yeah.
Orange is the Microsoft. I'm going to claim that back, mate. I don't know if you've got a fifth bonus question floating
Nah,
around there, because now it's 2-2.
I well, I
Throw one
asked
at me.
you.
Let's just throw me a random question just to see if I
Damn.
can actually win, because I haven't won a Brett Really Knows yet.
All right.
Choose any question, any genre. I don't know. Let's make this fun.
All right. What's your favorite TLC product?
Ooh, you mean TCL? TLC is Tender Loving Care.
This is not really a TCL. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, my bad. But this is not really a wrong or
No,
right answer. But
I'll take
I'm
it.
actually
It's a
planning,
bonus.
because I'm moving out and I'm planning to get some electronic
So
products,
they
and I'm
make
trying to
really
get some
good products.
information.
Their TV, and so their phone
Right.
screens are so good because of their TV technology. That's where they've learned everything about it with Next Vision. But to answer that question, I would have to say, okay, this new 20 I'm loving, but the one thing I said it was missing was wireless charging, right? The new TCL 20 Pro 5G, which is the
Yeah.
flagship of the phones. That is a phenomenal phone.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, it has everything that the 10 was missing, which was mainly
Right.
wireless charging. And
How much does that go for?
I think it's about $700 or $800. I'm not 100% sure.
All right.
But then they also
Still
make
not
the
that expensive.
next Vision. If you saw the show where I reviewed them, the Wear, that was really fun. So you can actually watch content in like 140 inches in front of your screen, but using glasses. I don't know if I could bring that up again.
That's so cool.
I might have that
Do you
somewhere.
recommend the TV?
Definitely. The
Because
TVs from a
I've been
value
looking
point of
at
view.
TVs and everything, and I'm like seeing really good reviews on them.
Yep, the 65-inch 4K with Android. As far as smart TVs go, it's fantastic. And with their phones,
Right.
it automatically pairs to their TVs. You don't have to do casting or anything. It's got a
Oh
natural built-in
wow.
connection. So from a bit of smart
So
home
cool.
connectivity,
Yeah.
definitely. I'm looking at the time, Mahan. I have to wrap up. I'm still going to claim the victory today, because I'm not claiming a
Nah,
draw. I'm
you
going to
did.
claim the victory.
Yeah, it's
Because
all yours. It is
I think
all
I
yours.
educated you on something there as well, given the fact that you
Yeah.
did the
Yeah.
research. But
Yeah.
that's all good.
I didn't know.
Mate,
Microsoft rebrands everything every 2 years, huh?
it looked like they did quite well. They have to. I mean, they clearly can't build software, and given that they can't use the number 9,
Yeah.
they're going to be in trouble when we get to 2029, right? I don't know what's going to happen there, but it is what it is. Mate, thanks so much for
Yeah.
joining us. We're not going to send you back behind the scenes. You're welcome to join us anytime up front again. It's always fun to have people that are involved with us in the show. So thanks to everyone. Thanks to the sponsors. Again, it was really
For
fun
sure.
playing with some new toys this week. I got more new toys next week. Actually, I'm looking down. They're already here waiting for review. So I'm going to call it a wrap. So thanks very much. And until next time, keep your screens clean and your knobs shiny.